It's day 359 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is being sponsored by her son, Leili Nishmas, Chana Feigl, Bas Reb Leba Shmeyer, Aliyah Shalom, and Neshama being having Aliyah. If you like to sponsor upcoming shir or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It'd be greatly appreciated. Today we are doing from Siman Reish Mem Tes Sif Yud to Siman Reish Nun Aleph Sif Aleph. So Reish Mem Tes Sif Yud is still about things to do, have to do over on Arab Shabbos. Kaimon, but Paragimel Erevin, some Paragimel Erevin. Halacha Misan Mishla Mashlim. Halacha is that you have if you have a tinus on Arab Shabbos, that you complete the tinus. Klamar, meaning let me buy tinus. But goes without saying that a mandatory tinus. Going to Asar B'Tevis Arab Shabbos. The only one which can cover Arab Shabbos is Asar B'Tevis. That you complete the tinus. Or afilu tinus reshus, even optional tinus. Kol Misha Kibelav. He sounds for Arab Shabbos. So somebody who accepts upon himself to fast in Arab Shabbos. Certainly, he also says Chomi has to fast until absolute nightfall. It says unless you specify a time that he accepted the tinus by himself. And it's only until the tzibur finishes their tefillah. According to their minhag, Shabbos, that they would have marv on Friday, but Yom Gadol while it's still daylight. Much time assuming Reshman Beis, I ain't shum, like we wrote previously. Shabur writes also that if you stipulate to fast only until after Mincha B'Dayla, that also is effective. And the Arukh HaShulchan endorses this practice which he cited. It's proper to do this and to specify only fasting until after the tefillah of the tzibur. Those who say that even if you didn't specify this explicitly, kibel stam, but rather is makabel the tinus without specifying its endpoint. Rashi lecho, he's allowed to eat achav shishlim b'tzibur tzibur after the tzibur is finished the tefillah. The zemikre hashlam, but that's called completion. When he fasts at Achar Kabbalah Shabbos, so after he has accepted Shabbos. But on a weekday, that's not sufficient. He has to wait till the stars come out. Therefore, if it's an individual fast, you only have to complete it until after davening. Again, it's best to specify that. Since the first opinion does not hold this way. But it's not relevant b'tayis tzibur b'asar b'tevis, which goes to says the kochavim. Misana says the kochavim. And this is the custom. The Mishnah says if it's tzibur, decree upon themselves a fast for some reason, it's not as severe and as the tinus tzibur, and it is a condition works. Usually not geyser fast on a Friday. Usually it's Monday and Thursday. But if they were, then they actually could finish it at the earlier time. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. So too by a fast when fast for bad dream. Then you have to fast even until Tzeiz Kochavim. Because for the person fasting, that's like a mandatory fast. All the fasts, the person has accustomed himself to fast, such as those who fast on Rosh Chodesh, and a certain Tshuva, the 10 days of Tshuva. Later on, it's going to specify other examples of Tai's yard site or fasting on somebody, a relative's yard site. The first time you fasted, this optional fast, you fasted until it says Chavim. You have to conduct yourself that way forever and ever. If in even if the first time it came out a weekday, and that's you went to Tzeiz Kochavim. Nevertheless, that's precedent, and even when it comes on Arab Shabbos, you still have to be mashlim. Those who say has nothing to do with what you did on a weekday, mamish like Arab Shabbos, but what you did on Arab Shabbos, because if the yahrzeit came out one time Arab Shabbos and you fasted b'shlim, fasted tzeiz, then you always have to be fasted tzeiz. But that which you completed a fast on a weekday, Arab Shabbos says no bearing on the obligation of Shabbos. Arab Shabbos, and somebody who is lenient on this basis, not to be fulfilled, not to complete the fast until Tzeis on Arab Shabbos, lo yifsid he does not lose. That's the Taz. Mishnah stipulates it's only where he's mitzvah. Regardless, it's only if he had in mind the first time he did it, this is going to be the way he's going to custom himself forever. But if he had in mind not to for nether, and if he was called, it's not mandatory in any way, shape, or form. Even if it comes on a weekday, he can also end early. For Rabbeinu Zebir, they have Simon Sub Simon Tabes Ayin Sham Ayin Sham Simon Reishu Dalit. Yud Beis Kasaba or Gadol or Zorah Gadol Hilchos Erev Shabbos Pirish Rabbi Eliezer Mitz Rabbeinu Eliezer Mitzvah Bari Tzor Shilchas Sod Shabbos L'Teava. The mitzvah for a Jew to eat a Shabbos meal with appetite. Fikasu Shabbos Alechem Tolian, main part of a Shabbos meal is bread. Machar Shu Kach, says Kitzuli also Lechol Grimzol. You know how to eat Grimzol, which is a form of Zonas of some sort. Kodam Esu Shabbos before the meal on Shabbos. We should Lochil Ikasu the Shabbos stay over. Because not the primary part of the Shabbos meal with the appetite. Voseu Loni Tali Shavon. Oh wow. It's supposed to rhyme, obviously. If you do it, there's no way of no recompense for it. After that, the Zorah brings down that the words of Rabbi Yossi in Arukh HaShulchan, that actually the Rashbam, Arukh HaShulchan, who says that we hold like Rabbi Yossi, that if you're in the middle of a meal on Erev Shabbos and Shabbos begins, you don't have to interrupt, but rather poris mapo mekadosh. You put a tablecloth on a table and you make kiddush. It sounds from his words, answerly because of Shabbos kutaiva. You're not required to enter Shabbos with an appetite. There's a can't eat mazonos before you eat bread. And so too, it's found written that on Erev Shabbos, meaning Friday night, after there's mekadosh on the wine, they would bring this mazonos sleep. Rabbeinu Klonim will sleep near Canaan. I think there's still some Hasidim who have this minute to have cake after Kiddush. I don't know about Friday night or Shabbos day specifically. Even they're going to watch shortly thereafter. And make a bring mazonos on this mazonos. Rabbeinu Klonim and the others came. The harbos actually mea brachos. In order to have more brachos, to make up 100 brachos for that day. And then they would eat bread and the other accoutrements of the meal. Ad kan lashona or zarua, end quote. It brings in the brackets, or his brother and Darchi Moshe Magavos, the Gavav Sober, that Darchi Moshe Sila Zarua. My Ram thinks that Darchi Moshe is arguing Zarua. Bixlop, I Shami asked the question, because in his day there was Zarua not yet been printed. And I guess, lo and behold, Ramah does look like there's a rule. You give a Vinay Zel, but I feel a Rashbam. Certainly true, the Imkoin Rashbam, it's definitely a mitzvah to eat Shabbos with a meal with an appetite. And the best thing is really to eat bread and to eat Shabbos delicacies right after Kiddush. Everybody does this. A lot of people by us in the morning eat some zonos by Kiddush, and then afterwards they eat the meal. The halacha says that the minhag olam is to be made in shachar in the morning. They eat zonos after Kiddush before the meal, and one should not protest. Evidently, that's the minhag which Chassidim still have. Nevertheless, there are anshe ma'aseh who machmir upon themselves where it's possible, and immediately after Kiddush they wash and make a bracha on the bread. And in any event, everybody holds that you should not fill your stomach from other food before you actually have your main meal of bread on Shabbos morning. Be that as it may, says Arukh HaShulchan further, if you did have this cake before the meal, bracha achroina, there's a bracha achroina, immediately with time techav, they wash immediately afterwards, answer bracha achroina. They don't have to make al michya. But if there's going to be some delay, they do need bracha achroina. It must be for Rabbeinu Klonim who did make a bracha achroina. They didn't immediately have to have bread afterwards. They didn't need immediately have bread. That was a be'aner meals at the time. This is explained at length way back when. Mishnah Berurah and the Biur Halacha write that it's proper. it's proper, even if he's not going to have this type of mazonos within the meal, not to make it on michya, only rely on birchas hamazon at the end of the meal. Because if you ever, you'd say, even on absolute cake with birchas hamazon. And it's best to have in mind at the time birchas hamazon to exempt the mazonos before the meal. Yudal, v'dash shezesh, because there's Rabbi Inclines there, Kamenos Amali Mer Brachos, and he claims this complete 100 brachos, Chachi Perusha, this is what he means to say. Shasa came, Bishul said that was his purpose. But it's clear that these are things which you only eat normally before the meal, not in the meal. Like the sweets by us, Grimsley Shachlu and his Grimsley, which ate back then. Kremslach, I think they are. But stuff which you normally eat within the meal. You ate them before the meal. In order to make more brachas, it's not appropriate. The usher larbos brachas cleanup. Not supposed to generate in brachas for naught. Which tabel siman reish tes vav. Okay, that brings out brackets. That's from the grass. If you have a majkasa usher like the berachas and motzi, apparently you're not allowed to make them for the motzi. Of course, kasa b'siman reish yadav ayin sham. I'm going to run so vav kaskei lefi aminik shenazim kankish ayin sham. He wrote that specifically according to the minhag that people wash before Kiddush. According to them, at that point, you can't have design this after the Kiddush, obviously. Have to go directly to Motzi. Like that is the Baal Tana's intent as well. Reish mitzvah sachones hasudas l'Shabbos, preparing the meals for Shabbos. The mitzvah to do so. Aleph, lo yeshkem adon be'erev Shabbos haboker. Person should get early in Erev Shabbos, to put in the effort lachin torch Shabbos and prepare the needs for Shabbos. Which can easy Moshe Rabbeinu basically has someone. Moshe Rabbeinu warned us when commanded us when the moon came down. Prepare that which you're going to bring. And they brought it in the morning. You'll see, like it says, they collected every morning. And he said, prepare it immediately when you bring it in. So you see the preparations in the morning. Especially get up early to expend money for Shabbos. Prepare that which you bring in immediately. The same every Medrash Medrash says, that anybody said anybody who spends money on Shabbos is best to get up and do it early in the morning. It says bayom hashishi. Immediately when it becomes Friday. It says Vayoki kama plishtim said to Goliath with David. It says by Goliath said immediately when the Philistine arose. See Shlomo says there, but Yigasha Plishtiyash came. Philistine came early in the morning. Even though you find that all your preparations are done in the morning, even though you complete all your expenditures before Shabbos, it's a mitzvah to still add some preparations by the evening, late afternoon. Says Yam Mishneh about the mon, and the way he's learned that Klomar Shiachinu Shenis, they should prepare a second time. It's a mitzvah to wait till Friday to buy your food of Shabbos. Okay? Even though it's much more anxiety provoking and tension causing to make you to buy food go shopping on Friday, especially Muncie. It said Nikra, you have to cover the Shabbos because this causes more recognition for the honor of Shabbos. And the Mashalim Tzaba Yom, that's something which you can no longer find. The store's going to be out of it on Friday. You got to prepare before it. If they're selling stuff specifically in the morning, and Mishmur you won't find it after davening. Mitzvah leleches afkar tefillah. It's a mitzvah to go even before davening. Even as long as my Kriyashma doesn't pass. Mishnah Berurah says to be safe. I don't know, abundance is a caution, as we say nowadays. A person should read Shema before going shopping, since already is man Kriyashma. But according to this, you can go shopping before you daven Friday morning. It's not that you shouldn't even shouldn't have a kfiyas to learn. Wow, before you prepare Tzorchei Shabbos. It's from the Rabba. Anything you buy, you should say it's to Chavod Shabbos. Mishnah Berurah says, if he's accustomed to learn after davening some set amount, or he's learning with many people, he should not cancel that seder. Also, if the place, the place is a place where people sell things in the morning, and he won't find it after he learns, so then you should only make your seder after you go shopping. Okay, I didn't know all this. Even person is very important, big VIP. Normally doesn't go shopping. Normally does not involve some domestic work. Has to do stuff for the honor of Shabbos with his body, because that is the honor for him. Some of them used to split wood in order to use them as a fuel. Those who cook or would salt meat, who go to seals or would prepare the wicks, or malineros, or light candles. And those of them who go out the kohen dvarim and buy things, Shabbos, which are for purpose of Shabbos, from food and beverage. Even though normally they didn't do that. The more a person does Hachanas on Shabbos, the more praiseworthy he is. A person should not say, I'm going to damage my honor. This is his honor. The honor of Shabbos. It says it's an obligation. The Rambam says, language of Chiyuv, but not the Torah Shulchan Aruch. Ayin Sham Bafu ain't come also Chiyuv Gomer. He also doesn't mean it's an absolute obligation. Because there are many great and good people who don't do this themselves. And furthermore, the Shas enumerates those who take themselves. Shema must be Sherabi Lasu Batzvah. Many of them do not go themselves. Elu Hidor Mitzvah. It's a Hidor Mitzvah go. It's Leinu. Once upon a time. Yushoseinu Osos, our wives would do it. The Mechinas Batzmam L'Chavod Shabbos, and they would do the preparations for the honor of Shabbos. V'ishto Kigufo. And his wife is like himself, and that is a great leniency. Dal, Kvarkosav Nisim Reish Mem Beisiv Hat Mem Hey, Tiesh Mitzvah Lachim L'Chol Shabu Al Tzarech Shabbos. The mitzvah to prepare the entire week for the needs of Shabbos. Kosvu, and they wrote Sheish Lashchiz HaSakin L'Chavod Shabbos. You should sharpen your knife in honor of Shabbos. Yesh was the Remez L'Kron. There's a hint, and this is the pasuk. Echinu Esay Sheyaviu. It says the word es, prepare the es that they will bring. Bes Lashon Itim V'Zamros. So es is the language of cutting implements and harvesting implements. Cute. Calling that kos like Ksali Mekorach Vishakrein Putzina. Should clear the cobwebs of the spider webs on Erev Shabbos. Calling Tom Erev Shabbos called Tav Shil Shabbos, appropriate to taste on Erev Shabbos from all the dishes of Shabbos. From all the dishes, we call Tav Shil Shabbos. The Remez is a hint to this is Tamel Chaim Zochel. Those who taste it merit life. All this is for the honor of Shabbos. It's like you're preparing yourself to host a great person. Where you taste the food in order to make sure it's okay. I'm not going to buy anything to clean the house. You sharpen a knife to prepare for the meal. He does use much wine and delicacies as you can. People who add on, Shemaim adds to them. Specifically for Shabbos Kodesh. The Mishnah Berurah says that, she says in front of Shulchan Shlem, it sounds like the actual tasting is the mitzvah, not because it's preparatory to Shabbos, but the tasting itself is a mitzvah. Reish Nav. Not to do work on Erev Shabbos after Mincha. Aleph, Amina Reish Malkum Shanagusha, Osa Melacha, Erev Shabbos, somebody does work on Erev Shabbos, Mina Mincha Lamala, from Mincha and beyond, ain't no way to see him Bracha Melacha, so he never sees a sign of blessing in this Melacha. We come, ain't on Shino, so we don't punish him. I'm going to see socially ask, so we warn him not to do it. Yesh Farshim Mincha Gdoila, some say it's from Mincha Gdoila, the Hainu, Chatzi Shachar Chatzos, half an hour after noon. Yesh Farshim Mincha Gdoila means Mincha Gdoila, that means Tisha Shosamaha, 9 hours into the day. That is the primary halacha. That's the Taz and Magen Avraham and the Taz and Bach. According to this, I wanted to explain a question for Erev Pesach, and they didn't see the Ran who explained this very well. Not for now. The Bir Halacha says it's also an issa to do work after you're supposed to desist. but it's not so severe an Isser like other Isurin Drabanan, for which you get a Makas Mardus, for which you could get flogging Drabanan. And he does acknowledge that Taz writes there's no Isser, only that there is no Siman Bracha.